conflict between President Bashar al-Assad and rebels seeking his ouster has just entered its fourth year.
A massive explosion in Syria.
Rockets fire in the Syrian city of Daraa.
You have to look at this, look at both sides. You know, this is a genuine civil war. All these atrocious humanitarian tragedies won't end until the war ends.
As the conflict in Syria rages on, now well into its third year, hundreds of thousands of people, more than half of them children, have found refuge in Lebanon. Although in Lebanon, physically safer and less likely to be impacted by violence, their health and well-being is far from guaranteed. Thousands of children continue to face life-threatening situations every day. The difference is, instead of bullets and bombs, the threats come in the form of diarrhea and dehydration due to the lack of basic hygiene systems and practices. In the south of Lebanon, Syrian refugees are struggling to survive. Families are living in garages and abandoned offices buildings, known as collective shelters. Even worse, almost 15 to 20 family members living in the same shelter sometimes share the same soap, which makes it hard for them to maintain the hygiene behaviors and conditions they were used to in Syria. There's no mother who does not like to take care of her child's hygiene, says Hamda, 28, who takes care of 5 children who were abandoned by their mother. I myself wish that I could take better care, but circumstances are not helping us. There is no water or soap, and detergents are expensive. She says, noting how in Syria, Hamda would bathe her children daily, but how in Lebanon, she can only bathe them once every 2 or 3 days due to the insufficiency of water. As Hamda and other Syrian refugee women indicate, the limited access to materials and resources is one of the barriers. Depression is another. I wish you could enter into my heart and see how sad it is, says Hamda, explaining that she and many others feel hopeless, and that their sense of hopelessness is often reflecting in their hygiene behaviors.
10 families, 6 people each. So there's 60 people using this bathroom. Men, women, children. And I suffer the most, for it's next to my room. The smell is bad, and it's not sanitary. Even the water is dirty. The water is really dirty. I'm not embarrassed to say it. When we were in Syria, my kids didn't even have dandruff. Here, they have even worse than that. They have insects in their heads due to the dirty water. But we have to do what we have to do.
حتى الحشرات في براسه صار من وراء المي الوسخة. بس مضطرين مثل ما قلت لك أنا إنه لها العيشة هاي.
Because of the increase of public health risks, World Vision's Water Sanitation and Hygiene program decided to respond. The first level of response was studying if there is a link between these health risks and the refugees' hygiene behaviors. The results of this report indicated that due to a number of barriers, most Syrian refugee parents, especially mothers who are in direct care of children, are not fully practicing these 4 key hygiene behaviors. 1. Hand washing with soap. 2. Household water treatment, filtering. 3. Sanitary disposal of solid waste. And 4. The disposal of children's feces in a toilet. These findings led to the creation of the Your Child's Health is in Your Hands, a 1-month-long hygiene campaign.
لازم نحن نلتزم بهيدا القوانين النظافة.
To help them overcome these challenges, in addition to information, World Vision is distributing water filters and soap to the collective shelters. No one can take care of his child as the mother does. That's why the In Your Hands campaign targeted refugee mothers and their children through 14 gatherings across the different regions of the southern Lebanon. Khalidia, 25, a mother of 4, highlights another barrier, which is the dirty environment they are surrounded by. She is continuously washing her child, but whenever he plays outside the shelter, he gets dirty. Where's the farm we had in Syria? Where's the clean space our children had? Khalidia wonders. Despite her frustration of the things she cannot change, she found something she and her neighbors can influence, and noted that if they want others to create a clean environment, they have to lead by example, first putting these 4 hygiene behaviors into practice themselves. During each of the 14 activities, while mothers were gathered with hygiene promoters to discuss barriers to hygiene, their children also learned about the 4 key hygiene behaviors through entertaining activities. We learn not to throw anything on the floor or in the street, says Omar, a 10-year-old Syrian refugee boy. Omar shares with us that the lesson he learned from the play is that throwing batteries in the street instead of throwing them in its garbage bags will reach the sand, hurt it, and then hurt whoever plants in it later.
Not to throw garbage and batteries on the floor, because they pollute the soil, which is the source of our food, and we could get sick.
We felt that there is still somebody who cares about us, that humanity has not ended, said Mukhallisa, a mother of 5, noting that the campaign not only provided better hygiene practices and health for the Syrian refugees living in Lebanon, but hope as well.